Hey, good morning, 62. Sarasota Tim here, coming to you from Jacksonville, Florida. 43 degrees. Going to be 71 today. Gorgeous. Well, that video I just made this morning for Morning Chat was uploaded in 3 minutes. I mean, I might go back to 4K or 1080p, man. This is some fast internet. All right. So this morning's devotional, before I begin reading Jesus Calling, which is amazing. It speaks to me today, for sure. I know it's going to speak to everybody else out there. And what I wanted to say in my previous video about that I was saving for this is when I was down in Boynton Beach with the camper and where I was staying, which was very comfortable, and I had I had everything except sewer, of which was no problem because there were, there were facilities there that I could use, and I also have, a large tank here that I use sparingly to hold what I have. And then I showed you guys driving up here that I purchased one of those totes, one of those sewer totes that you can fill up. You still have to take that to a dump station, though. And they're kind of made for campgrounds because, there's nowhere to dump it unless you go to a official dump. And you're supposed to tow it with your vehicle because if you're at a campground that has no sewer hookup, just water and electric, you can empty your tank and then hook it on the ball of your truck or your car and tow it to the dump station and empty it. And if you have to go a couple of times, because I only bought a 15-gallon one, just to drop the level down. I mean, even one fill of that would be good enough to, have a lot more reserve. Anyway, enough about the sewer. So I was down there talking about the Super Bowl 58 preparations. I thought, if I get my surgery done and I can't drive to the doctor, I can't drive the very next day to the surgical center the first day, and then my doctor wants to see me the very next day, it's 2 days I won't be able to drive, and I'll have a patch, I'm sure. So, hey, where you at? No depth perception. Anyway, I want to scratch my eyes, but I don't want to get another black eye. That went away, by the way, didn't it? That was weird. Got a black eye. While I was down there, I thought, should I bring everything home and go back down and, I just felt uncomfortable with all this stuff. And then after I get my eye done, having to pack it all up, do everything, and bring everything back home. So something made me think, God's nudging, see? Because he knew I was concerned about it. And I spoke to him about it, and I didn't know what to do. And again, just like it's the same thing every time. You give in to worry. You're asking God for help. You're worrying a little bit on this side. You have no clue of what he does, what he will do. And then when it's done, it's just so simple. You just see it so like, even the simplest things like bringing my stuff home and seeing that it was the best thing to do. And then I'm going to just drive down there. I saw it was an easy drive up with the camper. Can you imagine how easy it is just driving your car back down 95 to Palm Beach County? I have somewhere to stay. I have 2 places to stay. I have a hotel I can stay. And I have plenty that want to drive me and help me with my situation. It's not like I'm going to be needing so much care. It's not that big a deal, really. But they're wanting to take care of me. And I really, really appreciate it. So I got all my stuff back here, and God showed me, see, this is where I want you. This is where you said you wanted to be. You wanted to leave Palm Beach County. You want to travel. This is right now your, your home base. It's affordable. It's very quiet and nice, and everybody here is nice. And I have good access to everything that I had there and more with no wait. And it's just, I don't know, I just feel it. I just feel good about being here. And after getting everything all set up yesterday, it was having fun doing it, putting away all my totes and covering the e-bike. I have a bike cover that I bought for the other bikes. When I had those, I kept one of those covers. So the bike is chained and locked and covered. And all the stuff is organized. It's just so nice outside. I'll show you the outside. And my neighbors were all welcoming me back. A lot of them watch the channel as well. And one guy gave me a nice thing that it's this bucket. It looks like a bucket, but it's actually a very firm thing that you put the tongue jack on top of to raise and lower the front of the camper to put it on your trailer hitch. And then when you're unhooked, you leave it on there to level the camper this way. Anyway, it's a really nice thing. He has a Class A now, so he doesn't need it. And he come walking over and welcoming me back and gave that to me. I had some mail here, my water filters, and the neighbor over here come straight over as soon as he got home and saw everything was here and brought me those. And then when I was unhooking my weight distribution hitch on the road out here prior to coming in to being on the sandier, grassier area, I wanted to, because I'm going to have to be turning it real sharp, and I just wanted to disconnect those bars, those arms. It's part of the weight distribution. So I'm just on a ball. And the truck was sagging a little bit, but not a big deal to move it in here. And another neighbor come pulling up with his bride or bride-to-be. I know they just met. I don't know if they got married or not. And he's the one that had my DJI mic that was keeping it for me. And he's on my Facebook and everything. And he come down here. He's the one that helped me when I first got here to level everything. Well, guess what? When I got here yesterday and I had to put those orange square things that I have underneath the tires to level the camper, this way, because I'm actually on a very uneven, it's an open area, but it's sandy, and it actually is not even, which is not good. But I put those those orange things under the tires, and you can stack them like dominoes. The only thing is, with a dual axle, you don't have a lot of space in between the tires to build a little ramp to go up nice and easy. I had to kind of just build them straight up and put them in front of the tires, which is what we learned last time when he helped me. Instead of backing up over them, is to just pull forward and just pull it up on there. And I put the right amount the first time. And this thing is as square and as level as it can be. And I was so proud of myself for doing that. And then I started, unpacking the back of the truck and getting the bike out and putting all these things back under the camper. I had left some stuff sitting out here in my space with a tarp over it that was untouched for the entire time I was down there. I don't even think anybody walked over here and looked at it. And it was still covered nicely. But I did have eyes on the ground next door from a neighbor who's been here 15 years. And it was just great. Everybody came over and welcomed me, brought me my mail. And last night I made some snacks. I need to get some more food today. The plugging in with the sewer and plugging into my electric out there, everything was just like full power. And it makes this thing amazing because it's brand new. And when you got, full power to it, and you don't have to worry about the sewer, you can just dump it whenever you need. And everything is operative, and that bed is so comfortable and nice. Look at this picture. I mean, I showed it to you already. This TV is crystal clear with lots of digital channels. Even if I didn't have internet to run the internet portion of it to watch YouTube and things, I've got 40-something channels, air channels. And I deleted all the news ones. Although I have it on now, the local news, they just keep showing the weather and I'm not even listening to it. But I got more channels here than I did in West Palm. So God is working in my life. And He's working in my life through you folks. He's working in my life directly through YouTube and everything else. And I'm just so excited to know that the unknown, which I'm going to read to you right now, of what's coming, that I think I know what I want to do, but God's got a plan. And I'm going to trust in Him. And my encouragement to you today is what we're going to read here, you're going to see. It's so clear. Whatever you got before you today, let's just get into it. It just says it all. And when it comes out, when you trust in Him and you see how things worked out, you're like, man, I really thought I had the best idea. If I could have had come to fruition what I wanted to do, what I planned to do, it was going to be awesome. You know how you make goals and you want to do something or you hope something comes to pass that you're trying to do or whatever. And you think, man, if that were to happen, that'd be awesome. I hope it happens. And then something else happens. It's like you didn't even see it. You didn't even think about that. And it's way, way better. So let me share with you what today's devotional is. February 3rd, 2024. Here we go. I am with you and for you. You face nothing alone. Nothing. He repeats it with an exclamation point. You face nothing alone. Nothing with an exclamation point. When you feel anxious, know that you are focusing on the visible world and leaving me out of the picture. We all do it. It's the easiest thing to do. It's just to focus on the visible world and leave God out. It's too simple. It's too for people that think that religion's hocus pocus. They would never do that. But Christians that know God and know how real He works and how He's done countless things in your life already, answering prayer. If you can just remember to stay focused every day. I keep talking about it because it keeps talking about it. And I'm talking to myself. I'm not, the best at it yet. We always want to give in to worry and concern and look at the visible in the world instead of the leaving Him out of the picture. The remedy is simple. Fix your eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. How do you fix your eyes on something you can't see? It's just Him is what He's talking about. Just fixing your eyes on Him. I remember Charles Stanley one time. I'll never forget. He was into photography big time. Those of you that might know Charles Stanley, Dr. Stanley, a famous preacher in First Baptist Atlanta that passed away not too long back, lived a long life, was a great man of God. Of all these people that you see on TV, all these charlatans, and you can just tell they're phony balonies from the word go. He was a good one. He really was. And he was into photography, and he used an analogy one time about when you're taking pictures and you dial in the focus. When you focus in on something and you stay focused, that's what you give strength to. And when you're not focused, you're not focused. So anyway, let's continue. I'll repeat it. The remedy is simple. Fix your eyes on what is seen. No. Fix your eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Verbalize your trust in me, the living one who sees you always. I will get you safely through this day and all your days. But you can find me only in the present. Each day is a precious gift from my Father. How ridiculous to grasp for future gifts when today is set before you. Now that's talking about something very important there that you can relate to almost anything. Let me read that one more time. That last part. But you can find me only in the present. Each day is a precious gift from my Father. Today's the day. How ridiculous to grasp for future gifts when today is set before you. Receive today's gift gratefully, unwrapping it tenderly, and delving into its depths. As you savor this gift, you find me. So rather than focusing on the, he says, how ridiculous to grasp for future gifts. The future, I hate to talk about Social Security, I really do, but you can relate it to anything that you're thinking about. Your future 401, your future stock market, your future gold prices, your future, $600 you're going to get on your Social Security by waiting 5 years. Your future non-monetary, non-money things, but just whatever. Today is the day, because unwrap today's gift. He says it right there. He says, unwrap today's gift, savor it. It says, how ridiculous is it to grasp for future gifts when today's is set before you? Receive today's gift gratefully. Today's gift gratefully, unwrapping it tenderly and delving into its depths. As you savor this gift, you find me. So, each and every day, all day long, just stay focused. Just stay focused on today. Stay focused on Him, and just stay focused, folks. And you will find that all of your needs, without even having to ask for Him, and blessings that you didn't even know, will just start coming across your path. And your life will start to improve. Your health will improve. Maybe He sees that you want to start purging out that closet, or cleaning out that garage, or joining that gym, or quitting that alcohol, or stop cussing so much, or stop gossiping, or quit living a sinful life. Quit trying to disparage others. I mean, what gain is there in that? I mean, that's awful. So, why point out the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and you got a 2x4 sticking out of your own eye? And we're all guilty of that. We look at people on TV, we look at politics, we look at people on YouTube, we look at people everywhere, in the store, out on the roads, and we want to judge them. We want to look at that, hate on them. And when Jesus walked the earth, and I'm talking to Christians right now, so I'm going to get into it a little bit. When Jesus walked the earth, now he was God in flesh. Okay, so he wasn't tempted. But did He walk around and look at those people that spat on Him, that despised Him because He started getting followers that followed Him, and those Pharisees, those what do they call those priests that walked around that they got all that worship from the people, that they were so high and mighty, they were nothing. They used that with their fancy gown and their and the people came to them, worshiping them like they were something, like they were gods. And then here comes this guy, this carpenter, this long-haired person wearing a robe with sandals, probably got dirty feet, walking around everywhere with these 12 guys. And they heard about His healings and His wisdom and His words that came out of His mouth that were profound and caused people to think and to pause. And He started spreading the good news that is now permeated, spread the world. wide through the canon, the Bible, that was inspired and written by man, by God. So when people see people doing good and driving a nice car, doing well in anything in life, others want to, bring them down. They feel threatened for some reason. I mean, they can just improve their own life, just like those people did. It's available to anybody. But be happy for people. Be kind to people. Do something to lift someone's spirits. If you can, if you can support them, and you see a need that you can absolutely support them monetarily, do it. If it's just a kind word that someone needs, I made it a point. I'm really getting much, much better at it. I mean, I always talk to people. I talk to everybody. I don't know how I can get any better at it. I'm just always chatting people up. But like I said the other day when I made that video, I went into Chick-fil-A, and I used that gift card that one of my subscribers gave me. And thank you again. And this elderly woman that worked there, and generally when you go to Chick-fil-A, it's always young kids, right? And I said, where are you from? People love to talk about themselves and where they're from, what they do for a living, how they got started at it. We all love to talk about ourselves, especially for someone that shows interest. And I just simply asked her where she was from. She goes, West Virginia. I said, well, that probably explains why you're so nice. And just sitting there saying something that I recognize you as a nice person, I feel like you were nice to me, and I'm letting you know that you were helpful, you were patient with me. I tell everybody on the phone, when I had this deal with the car, the truck that got wrecked, and I had to deal with the body shop, I had to deal with Geico on the phone, all these people, the Enterprise Rental Car. When I had to deal with T-Mobile, customer support, customer tech support, in the one that I found, the nice young man that did help me out with the service that I'm so happy I have, another thing that God directed me to. I always tell people, good help is hard to find. They're very lucky to have you. I really appreciate your patience with me and answering all my questions. This inspires them to continue to do that kind of work for other people because they recognize that, hey, someone recognized that. And that's just that I was recognized. I'm going to keep doing that. And just think, by recognizing and complimenting people, and if everybody did it and everybody felt, well, I'm going to keep doing that, then the world would get a lot better because everybody would start to try instead of just being complacent and giving up on trying. Like a lot of people don't give good customer service. A lot of people don't care. They don't even answer your questions unless you ask them one. They don't volunteer to do anything for you. They're poor workers. They're poor attitude. Their poor way of thinking, their lack of knowledge, their lack of spirituality. You need to change that. It's in you. If you're lacking some of that and you can use some improvement on that, and I'm one. Whatever I make there's an old saying, take your weakest link and make it your strongest link. And now you have a new weakest link. So it never ends. So you're always trying to improve. I like to improve. I like to recognize what works. I guess that comes from my sales background. What works to influence people to like me so that I can sell things. Yes, don't interpret that the wrong way. But everything is a sale. Everything. If you're renting me this RV spot, you are selling yourself. If I don't like you, or I think that you're a shyster, or you're, charging too much, or you don't care to explain everything to me, or the benefits of living here, or, what the neighbors are like, and you don't sell and bring out the benefits of your property, if you're the manager or the owner, see, everything is a sale. It's not about selling cars. It's about selling yourself and making people recognize, I have met a nice individual today. Now, I'm not nice every moment of every day. We have our moments. We get our trials. Things happen. I have a bad problem when I drop something where I have Tourette's and I lose my religion. We all have that. But the more cognizant you are on being a better person every day, the better your life is going to be, folks. You reap what you sow. If you go around down the mouth all day long, or you're saying, man, everybody was a jerk today. Everywhere I went was just a problem. Nobody was nice. Everybody was a jerk. Well, guess what? Maybe you were the jerk. So, you get a lot more bees with honey. It doesn't cost you anything to be nice. And when you start seeing your attitude improve and doors and windows open with just blessings flowing in of things that you never thought of, and your life starting to improve, finding the right man or woman, building your finances, finding a way to pay off some debt, getting the car repaired on a cheap compared to what you were worried about at a dealership or something, or getting that strength that you've been looking for to drop alcohol, to getting that motivation to get out there and get busy in that garage. Do I use you? And throw away every single thing that's not of any value that you can't sell. If you can sell it, one man's junk's another man's treasure. But if it's just pure junk sitting there, just think of the self-esteem you'll have if you go into you ever been in somebody's garage and everything is perfect? Man, that's really the way to do it. And then you gone in these junk garages where you can't even walk through there? What's the point of that? Get busy. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm being a little bit harsh. Clean up your act. Make your bed, wash your clothes, wash your face, comb your hair, be nice, talk right, stop drinking early in the day or until you're drunk. If you want to have a glass of wine at dinner or one, and you can do it in moderation. I'm not condoning alcohol, but don't get to where you're staggering and you turn into somebody else. You start running the mouth, which a lot of people, that happens to them when they start drinking. Today, when you go out and talk to people, catch yourself on that F-bomb and that S-bomb and all them other words that you don't need to use to articulate the English language to communicate with another American. There are words that express what you want to say without using vulgar language. So anyway, folks, make it a better day today. Get out there. Remember all these things that you want to do, all this plan about the future. If you're getting close to being retired, there's nothing more free than to start living free and quitting your prison job and getting a prison part-time job. So you're being on parole. You can go from being a full-time inmate to on a work release program. And just think of that extra time of what you can do. Studying the Word, going out being kind to people, helping somebody, making some money, maybe you want to go and buy and sell things on Facebook. Maybe you want to wake up every day and not have to go to a prison job, and you can go and buy things from people that are selling things on Facebook. People give stuff away, for cheap, that you can turn right around and resell and make yourself a little side hustle doing that. And then you can do something else. You can have 3 or 4 irons in the fire, making yourself some money. Or you can just simply, retire, get that Social Security check coming in, and go get yourself a part-time job that someone's been asking that needs it. God will open the door for you, and that it will provide you the difference between what Social Security is going to give you, which is not much, to equivalent of that, working a lot less than you were and getting all that free time that you can use when you're not at that prison part-time job to do a free life and to have the same amount of money. Just think about changing your... What if last week was 40 hours? All you did was live there. Left early in the morning before the sun came up, came home, fought that traffic, ate, went to bed, got up and repeated. And then the next week, this week, you wake up and the first 3 days you don't have to do anything. You got 3 days before your job of doing your part-time prison job starts. and it's only like half or a few hours of the day. Or it's your own business. You have bought something, you put it in your car or your truck, it's a tool, and you're going to go out and you're going to fix something for somebody. And then they tell somebody else. Or you're going to cut somebody's grass. Or you're going to clean houses. Or whatever. But no one is watching you and micromanaging you. You are doing your own thing that you want to do. Some people don't want to clean houses. Some people don't want to paint. Some people don't want to fix other people's cars. Some people don't want to do these things, but some people do. And they're good at it. And we need those people. And they're going to be paid handsomely because they're going to be getting all the money instead of some job taking the lion's share and giving you a little hourly wage or a little piece, and they keep, and didn't do anything. Work for yourself. But if working for yourself isn't anything you're going to do and you're going to pursue just a part-time side hustle, working at Target or Walmart or an office, a business where you answer the phone for them in the morning when they're busy and then you're out of there at lunch. There's all kinds of ways to enjoy your life where it's good to go in. You have some associates and friends. You have a little social life there. But they appreciate you. They know you're part-time. You get no benefits. You may get a couple. And you have all this extra time now to go and just do what you want. Sit at the library, read a book. Whatever you want to do at home, get that house cleaned up, do that garage now. All the things that you found that you never had time to do because you had to go to a prison job. You're 62 now. You can get yourself a free check, your money, and now you can start worshiping God and doing what you want to do and living a life of health and worship and a long life doing well that He will always provide for you. He knows your needs before you ask for them. Definitely God knows how to crush it.